Leave the Emperor in peace.
Alright, so I have no idea how to introduce this challenge at all. This is the stupidest this is the stupidest idea for a challenge I've ever thought of. I don't know if this is going to be good, but we're just going to roll with it. I don't know if you've heard, ladies and germs, but Uriel Septim is dead.
May you rest in peace.
You should have heard about it from the Black Horse Couriers trying to give you 50 newsletters a day, would you ever fuck up? But yeah, Uriel Septim died. He died at the beginning. The poor lad. I hope he's alright. So what I'm gonna do is give Uriel Septim a proper burial, and I'm gonna drag his dead corpse across Cyrodiil just to see if it's actually possible. So my idea for this challenge is I'm going to start all the way at Leyawiin, and we're going to drag Uriel Septim's weekend at Bernie's body all the way up to Chorrol and drop him off at Wayne Priory and give him to Joffrey.
This cannot be. No one but the Emperor is permitted to handle the Emperor.
I don't know how long this is going to take. It's probably going to be a long challenge, and I'm going to document the whole thing. I'm going to commentate over my footage, tell you anything interesting that happened along the way. I'm hoping Uriel Septim's body doesn't despawn. Also, you might be wondering how we're going to get him out of the sewers. We're not. I'm just going to spawn him in Leyawiin and kill him again. Is that okay? All these other Elder Scrolls challenge channels do like, can you beat the game with the Iron Dagger? Can you beat the game with dragons constantly spawning? And then my idea for a challenge is, can I drag Uriel Septim's corpse along the map? Great. Well, we're gonna jump right into it. Alright, so that was very fucking high-pitched. So to start off this challenge, I figured what better person to drag the Emperor's body around the Empire than Martin Septim himself. I'm gonna try and create Martin Septim to the best of my ability. Look, I tried, I gave him blue eyes and all. That's all you need. He's actually the blue eyes white dragon. Because he turns into a dragon? Oh! Spoilers. He looks like he should be in Simply Red. It doesn't look anything like him at all. What a great way to start off this impeccable Oblivion challenge. So after we've just made the perfect exact copy of Martin Septim, we're going to head over to Wayne Priory because we need some priest robes because we're going to be cosplaying. So I tried to kill Prior Mabriel and take his stuff. I gave him a bit of a hit with the knife. It didn't do any damage to him at all. So I'm going to try the bow now, and yeah, it doesn't do anything. We're actually going to go after Brother Piner instead because he's a weak bitch and I took him down very easily. I have his robes now for him. I feel weaker because of it. I am the Yamcha of the Elder Scrolls universe. So we're starting in Leyawiin. I know people might be thinking, look, it's only Leyawiin to Chorrol. This distance alone is gonna be painful. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna take a long time, and this was more than enough for me. I think this counts. It's also my video. I can do whatever the fuck I want, alright? You're gonna see why. This is all I could muster to do. So here we are in Leyawiin. Martin is just standing in the rain. Very depressed looking. Wait, isn't this the beginning of the game? Martin doesn't even know who his father is. He should be in Kvatch. Ah, whatever. We're gonna keep going. So Martin is just gonna wish the Emperor into appearing. And here he is. Here's the Emperor himself. So now we can get started. I don't know why he appeared in Leyawiin. He should be in the sewers, but look. I love how half of these videos are me just realizing how terrible my plans are. Now, there's one big issue here. The Emperor's alive again. We need to kill him. So I tried to take him out using a few sneaky tactics, and I don't know how the Mythic Dawn Assassin was able to take him out so easily in one hit when it's taken me so many hits to do this. I put the difficulty on low to make it easier, and it's still tough. And look, the Leyawiin guards joining in, isn't that nice? So Martin finally took down his own father for not being there as a kid. He didn't come to his birthdays at Kvatch because it kept being attacked. It wasn't the first time. Anyway, I killed the Emperor, and this guard is just completely rejecting my yield, probably because I killed the Emperor. So I'm gonna turn myself in with the other guards and hope this guy de-aggroes me. It's only 1200 bounty for killing the Emperor. That's not that bad. And the guard outside Leyawiin is thankfully gonna leave us alone. So now we've come to the moment where we can finally start dragging Uriel Septim's body around Cyrodiil. You know, it's only polite to drag your father's dead body across the whole map after you kill him. And here here we're gonna come to our first big issue of the challenge. It's almost impossible to drag dead bodies in Oblivion. Like, it's incredibly difficult. Bodies in this game are so heavy. It's gonna take a long time trying to drag them because they just don't move. They really don't budge no matter what you do. I mean, look at the footage of me trying to figure this out. I have to drag Uriel across the entire map from the bottom all the way to Chorrol, and I can barely get started moving him. Like, look at this, I can barely drag his feet. We haven't even left the front gates of Leyawiin. So I'll be honest, at this point, I was about to scrap the video because it's impossible to move dead bodies in this game. So in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, it's a lot easier to pick up dead bodies. You can use the grab key to just lift them up and just throw them into rivers or whatever. So I needed to go back to the drawing board for a little bit because this was just not happening at all. I also tested in-game to see if increasing my strength would actually help in moving dead bodies. So I put my strength to 100 just to test it out. It didn't work, so I reloaded. I also found a mod online that makes bodies easier to move, and I'll be honest, I did try it. It doesn't work with the latest patches or anything like that because it's too old. And I don't think I would have even liked doing this video with that mod installed because it just would have made it trivial. I was also thinking of other out there ideas, like maybe using a sword to hit him to move him, or maybe getting like a firebolt spell so I can blast him around the place. Why didn't I do that? That would have made this video so much easier. The realization that just came over me, never mind. But I persevered. If you grab different parts of their body, they move in different ways, and I figured out that if you grab their legs, you can actually move and walk around in like a weird jittery way. But it is very slow mind, and we are making progress, but I'm moving Uriel Septim so slowly we still haven't even left the front gates of Leyawiin, mind you. But at least now we know it's doable, right? This is a nightmare. Also, moving and grabbing bodies in this game is incredibly finicky in how it controls. Like you'll see in the footage, there's so many times I'm trying to click on a specific body part and it's just not grabbing or picking up. It doesn't always pick up the body part in the way that you want it to. And that made this part of the challenge so frustrating because you have to click like 5 times just to get him to pick up a body part. It just doesn't work well at all. But when it does work, we can actually get moving, and I'm finally starting to make some progress dragging Uriel Septim's body out of Leyawiin. And we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. So we're finally heading out on our journey in the lashing rain. I'm just dragging Uriel Septim by the foot out of Leyawiin. I can't believe we're actually making progress at this point, and it's here when it dawned on me just how much of a distance it is we're going to have to cover. It's a big distance from here to Chorrol. It's going to take an increasingly long amount of time, but we're going to get it done. I believe in this challenge. Someone has to. And it's at this point where I'm finally able to drag poor old Uriel Septim just outside of Leyawiin, and we're actually making steady enough progress. Now it is taking a long time. I'm mostly just hitting the walk key and trying to move along as best I can. You can't move too fast, otherwise you'll just drop the body and you'll have to start all over again. It's very, very annoying, but we're making stable progress. We're moving at the very least, and only now we're just outside of the city gates. It's gonna take forever, but we're gonna do it. So a little bit of time later, I found this hill and I started dragging Uriel Septim down it because it's fun. He's able to go down hills quick enough, thankfully. But soon, we're gonna start coming to the biggest wall of this challenge. Now you're probably thinking, what could be the biggest issue of this challenge? Could it be enemies? Could it be bandits? Could it be wolves attacking you? Oh no. The enemies are fine. The enemies aren't actually that bad. You can just take them out easily. I'm like level 1, we started at the sewers. The biggest issue of this challenge is hills. Hills are a huge issue. Even small little bumps in the road, they're gonna slow us down by so much. However the game's physics work, you just can't drag dead bodies up hills very quickly because they just fall down, and you have to do it very delicately and very, very slowly, and the bodies just don't move as easily uphill as when they do when they're level. So that's going to be a big issue, but for now I'm just going to worry about dragging Uriel Septim along this simple road. So during this challenge I encounter a lot of guards on horseback who just don't question me dragging their emperor dead along the road. They must know who Martin is. They must just leave him off. He's grieving, the poor fella. But yeah, the guards on the horses just don't care at all. He didn't even say say anything. They're usually very talkative. So for the moment, we're taking things pretty slow. I'm just worrying about getting to Bravil at this stage. And we're making steady progress towards it. We're passing nice houses. It's been raining so much. I got sick of the rain, so I just started waiting until we were out of it because it got a bit annoying. Oblivion is still to this day a pretty beautiful game if you look at it from the right angles and don't really stare at the character models at all. But it looks pretty good. It's gonna sound weird to say, but it's pretty chill and serene dragging Uriel Septim around like this in the beautiful Oblivion landscape. I think Oblivion does like mornings and afternoons really well with the sounds of the birds and everything. It's incredibly well done. You're probably wondering how I kept sanity during this. I didn't. I just wanted this challenge over with the moment I started it. We're just journeying along, dragging Uriel. He's having a good time. He doesn't seem to be complaining. He's just going along with it. We're just dragging him along the beautiful Oblivion landscape, giving him one last look at the world before we bury him in a crypt where he becomes a spooky ghost. That'd be cool. I want to be a spooky Oblivion crypt ghost when I die. But yeah, we're getting attacked by mud crabs and stuff. Nothing too major. We don't get bothered by that many enemies. Because we're moving so slowly, the guards are actually patrolling the roads in front of us. So since the guards are spawning in, since we're wandering the wilderness, they're actually going to take out most of the bandits and wolves for us because we're just so slow at getting to them. They're going to be passing through so many times that they're just going to kill them for us. It's pretty handy. I did have to kill some bandits myself, but it was nothing too major. It's pretty easy going getting to Bravil at this stage, and it just starts raining again. I guess because we're in Leyawiin, it's like the kind of swampy region. I imagine it's set up so that it rains here more often than other regions in Oblivion. So we encounter some bandits in the rain on the way, and I'm able to take down these bandits while still holding Uriel Septim's leg, and I was pretty proud of that fact. I was able to take out these bandits without ever letting go of his leg. It was brilliant. But yeah, you can see the tactic at this stage. Just grab his legs and wiggle him around in the air a little bit and you'll be able to move him fine. So just after I kill the bandits and before we get to Bravil, we encounter our first proper hill. And this was painful. Uriel Septim would roll down the hill whenever I keep trying to drag him up. Look lads, I have to be honest, this was really painful. It was really tough. You have to grab his leg in such a certain way to wiggle himself up the hill, and it's very slow moving. We're barely making any progress. It's just tough and grueling. But we got there. It took some time. We finally got him up the hill, but it took me a lot longer than you'd think. Probably about 10 minutes, but still a decent amount of time when we haven't even reached Bravil yet. But I got him over the hill and we're on our way to Bravil. That rhymed. And from here, once again, easy enough going. It's pretty serene on the way to Bravil. I also found this one NPC on the way who just said rest in peace to Uriel Septim and kept walking away.
May you rest in peace.
That's the funniest thing that ever happened to me in a game, I will say. So here we are, we finally found Bravil, and here's just Uriel's dead body just outside of Bravil. His boots are like disconnected from his robe. He looks like Rayman, it's weird. But here he is outside of Bravil, and yeah, Bravil was easy enough going. There's a big hill to drag him down around. The weird thing about Bravil on the map is there's a big road where you actually have to go around Bravil, and dragging Uriel Septim around that just kind of wastes time because it doesn't go in a straight arrow up. It doesn't really help our travel time because we have to go around the city, and moving Uriel Septim around, it just took some time. It was a bit annoying getting around Bravil, and it's a nice old evening once we get to Bravil. We can see the shivering isles as we drag Uriel's body past. I'm sure Sheagora will be proud because this is just an action of pure madness. Pure madness. I am the rightful ruler of the Shivering Isles. Once we get past Bravil, it's smooth sailing and our goal is well within sight. We're getting close, folks. We're getting close. All we have to do now is drag the Emperor's body up through the Imperial city and through the weird winding roads of the Imperial city, which will bring their own weird challenges with them because there's loads of hills, and again, like I said, hills are just so difficult to get up because they waste your time and Uriel Septim keeps rolling down from them. But we get through it. We start breaking through up to the Imperial city at some point, and it's pretty beautiful. We can have Uriel Septim get one last look of his empire before we dump him into the crypt and become a ghost, like I said. Do you think he'd be like a normal ghost or like one of those wraiths? The wraiths in Oblivion were really scary. Also, this Khajiit woman came up behind me and said hail, and it scared the life out of me.
Hail.
But here we go, we're dragging Uriel Septim past the Imperial city. It's pretty easy going. I have a good tactic down for being able to drag his body. So I've realised if you pick up his leg and go at a bit of an angle, you can actually move a lot faster. But it's still pretty finicky. It doesn't work all the time, like I've said. It's very inconsistent body moving in Oblivion. Probably because they didn't put much thought and effort into it, because they didn't think someone would drag someone's body across the whole map. You didn't predict modern YouTube challenges, did you, Todd? Huh? Maybe you did. I don't know. Put in body dragon so some Irish fella will drag Uriel Septim across the map in 10 years. 10 years? It's been 16 years. So we're coming to the home stretch. To get through the road outside the Imperial city, there's like weird winding paths that go up and down hills. It's very annoying to get through. It wasn't very fun at all. I'm just glad Uriel Septim is holding up okay through this, because he's being a real trooper, that man. He's being a real trooper. He's not complaining or anything, fair play to him. But yeah, we're finally past the Imperial city now, and it's just one home stretch to Chorrol. We are so close to our goal. It is almost in sight and I can put this challenge behind me. But here's the thing about Chorrol. Here's the fucking horrible thing about Chorrol, right? Listen to me now. Oh boy. The pass up to Chorrol is almost entirely uphill, which is a huge issue. We're almost there, but we're moving now at half our speed. Not even half, less than that. It's so slow to move Uriel up these paths. It's so slow and aggravating. Trying to move him up this slope, trying to move him up this path, and every time we got to the top of a hill, you'd move across this nice level section at a decent pace, you turn the corner, and there's another big hill right in front of you just stopping your path. But I persevered. It was pretty easy going otherwise. Other than that, there's not much else to speak of. There was no bandits or nothing. It's just all uphill to Chorrol. But we're almost there. We're almost at our objective. I just have to get through a few more sections. We're almost there. I can almost taste this. It's just so demotivating to turn every single corner and find another hill to drag Uriel Septim's body up towards. But at this point, we're ridiculously close and I can see the end in sight. I finally got to the point where I can see Chorrol in the background, and it was a beautiful sight. I'm sure Uriel Septim was just as happy to be here as I was, but my god did it take a long time. My god. Also, a rat attacked me and it scared the life out of me. It really scared me. It gave me a quick bump of energy to finish off this challenge. So I got Uriel Septim up the final hill and I got him to Chorrol. So you can see why Leyawiin to Chorrol was in itself a very difficult journey to drag Uriel through. I think this is good enough distance across Cyrodiil. It was all I could handle. It was incredibly painful. There were so many hills. I probably should have just dragged them to Cloud Ruler Temple. It'd be a bit more fitting, but I was so done. I was so over this challenge. I brought Uriel Septim to Wainin Priory. I dumped him on Joffrey's table and I left the fucker with him. I'm done. I did my job. Martin can go back to Gavach and relax. So he can live a nice life as a priest. Because I'm done. I'm finished. Challenge over. What was the point of this challenge? What was it for? I just wanted to see if you could drag a body across the map. And I did it, I guess. What point was I trying to prove? Why did I do this? Challenge done. I did it. That's the end of our Drag Uriel Septim the Cyrodiil challenge. I hope you all enjoyed whatever this stupid video was. It took me around 4.5 to 5 hours to do this challenge. It took a long time. It was just a lot of slow, mindless dragging, but I did it. We did it. Thank you for sticking this video out. I hope it was actually entertaining in some weird way. And I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers for watching. Uriel and Joffrey say goodbye. I'm also wearing the clothes of Joffrey's priest friend. Sorry about that. That was me. Oops.